and looking forward today to hearing your views on the topic of the value which people with disabilities bring to supply chains.
Well, thank you, Dustin. I'm happy to provide any information on that area as needed.
Thanks. Well, my first question is, what are the hidden roles and the value that nonprofit service providers play within supply chains? And can you also explain what do you mean by supply chains?
Right, that's a good question. Providers like ours, we're a nonprofit 503c entity. We run a social enterprise, which that's what the term is called in our industry. It's an inclusive workforce model that includes folks with disabilities and non-disabled working side by side, and providers like us throughout the country. There's about 1,200 of us, and maybe a little bit more, do a variety of what they call value-added supply chain services. And the segments are, why I said supply chains is the value-added services occur both in the forward logistics side with like packaging and kitting and fulfillment work, and also on the reverse supply chain side, which includes returns processing. There's a lot of recycling done. There's a lot of other value-added recovery work done in that area as well that require a lot of high touches. So it fits our population and workforce across the board very well.
And why does this need exist in the market?
There is a huge need, given what's going on in the supply chains. The omni-channels are forcing not only the retailers, but the third-party logistics providers and others that are providing value-added services quite a headache. So in many cases, a lot of the 3PLs and others can't find or keep entry-level workers in their facilities, and turnover is an issue. So the work still needs to get done, and so our industry seems to fill a really nice void in that area to get some of these functions still done and still provide a value in the supply chain.
Can you talk more about how you provide value in this space?
Sure. I mean, there's just like one example on the reverse logistics side. There's a variety of products that come back, and the retailer gets them, and in many cases they don't want to sort through them, and there's a collection and triage function that needs to happen, and that's a value add function as well, because it's a sort and report kind of function. Also, there's a key part of reverse logistics is quickly recovering the residual value of a product. So, for example, a consumer electronic item, that, depending on the item itself, could depreciate anywhere between 8 to 10% a month. And if this item just sits around and no one does anything with it, the company's losing value on that item. So we typically come in and quickly go through all the items that are needed and get them prepared for resale onto the secondary channels and help the company at least maximize its recovery value on those items.
And do you have any final recommendations?
Yes, I think most people should really take a look at, and I can give you our website and information as well, but at the sector as a viable supplier base, not only from the supplier diversity standpoint, but also from a provider of overflow and basically outsourcing to lower your cost and obviously leverage your and keep to your core competencies. So the population like ours really focuses on these functions, and they do them extremely well, and they're a really huge value, and it's a win-win for the company, and it's a win-win for nonprofit providers as well as the folks that are getting the jobs that are a result of these projects. So there is sites for that to be looked at. There's an organization called Source America. They're one national affiliate that a lot of us are members of, and there's other ones like the National Industries for the Blind and et cetera. So our website is rehabcenter.org, and we have information about our place as well.
Well, thanks, Brian. Can you also provide a brief background of yourself?
Yeah, sure. My background is I have an MBA in marketing, and I did quite a bit of project consulting work and operational consulting prior to joining the rehab center. Traveled all over the place, did projects for PP&G and a variety of other companies doing efficiency and helping them with their operations. And I ended up moving back to the area due to some parents getting older, and I ended up joining this nonprofit and help. They wanted me to help build their social enterprise, and so over the last 20 years, we've kind of grown to over 200 employees, and we have 3 facilities here south of Buffalo, and we're still we're growing every year.